Hey everybody, welcome back to the Carryandcut YouTube channel. Hey, if you're new here, I really do appreciate you stopping by and watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, also leave a comment down below. It really does help out the channel, and I love interacting with everybody out there, meeting everybody. And if you would, make sure you guys spread the word. We are going to be doing a 2K giveaway, and it's going to be pretty exciting. We have a TRM kind of goodie bag to give away. Same with the Jimmy Crow Custom, so make sure you guys do not miss out on that one. And yeah, tell your friends, tell your family, brother, firstborn child, whatever you got to do. Let's get the subscribers to 2K so we can go ahead and get on with that one. So like I said, recording this video, we're right around 1,900 subscribers, so we're getting pretty close to it. So hopefully it'll be happening before too long. But let's go ahead and get the meat and potatoes of this thing. This is of course, the kabar bk40. So if you guys missed the full review of this thing, make sure you go check it out, the last video. And this was actually sent to us by our good buddy Nick. So Nick, thank you very much. This should be a fairly simple knife to get to take apart and maintain, I guess you could say. Of course, we do have a traditional liner lock. I think I did kind of miss a couple things on the review. I sometimes get ahead of myself. I don't really, plan these things out that well. Maybe that's kind of my downfall. But at the same time, I just kind of say what comes to my mind. I'm not trying to do a scripted review and, give you guys a false sense of anything. So I guess if that kind of makes sense. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop right into this thing. Should be fairly simple though. So we have a T8 on the T8 on the pivot, T6 on the body screws right there. It seems like we do have a captive pivot, so that's always going to be welcomed, at least in my end there. So T8 there, T6 on the body screws, and this thing should pop right apart. Make sure you guys stay aware of where your actual hardware is coming from. I like to have some kind of a system, you know what I'm saying? If you can put them where they came out, orientation of the knife, because sometimes you can get some stuff coming apart at you, and a lot of different sizes of hardware every once in a while. Not every knife has different size hardware, but it is a thing that happens. Okay, so we were looking at phosphor bronze washers on this thing. That's always nice to see. Love that. Got some good pocket gunk in there. What the heck that is? Looks like some sort of bug or something in there. So that's kind of crazy to see. Glad we took that out of there for him. Don't know what kind of larva or nasty that would be. Go ahead and get rid of that. Throw him in the trash can. We'll see you later. All right, get this blade out of here. And we do indeed have a captive pivot, do we? Maybe we don't. Maybe I'm just seeing that wrong. Maybe it was just not too. Yes, we do. Okay. Whew. All right. And then our backspacer is going to come out just like so. Pocket clip. Wonder if we can leave that pocket clip installed. I don't think we're going to be able to. We do have a T6. We got a lot of stuff going on here. Let's kind of go ahead and arrange this a little bit to what we know what is going on. You can probably hear the kiddos upstairs running around. Sounds like a herd of elephants we got going there. All right. So one thing cool with the clips, normally you can you don't have to back those all the way out to get them all the way out of there. Okay, so we do not have captive barrel spacers, if that's what you want to call them. It looks like everything's going to be the same size, looking like it. So we're going to do a full disassembly on this thing, take down, if we can get that one out of there without. There, we got it. A little bit of persuasion. Say if it really comes to worse, you can get a pair of Leathermans or something like that, any kind of pliers, put a little tape on them, and should be no problem whatsoever getting those barrel spacers out of there. Okay, so we got a blade, we got 2 liners, we got 2 handles, backspacer, captive pivot, 2 phosphor bronze washers, and a handful of hardware. So really not too much going on there. Let's go ahead and get this dude cleaned up, get the old fancy Civivi shop towel, I guess you could say. A little bit of alcohol in there, get them boozed up. All right, so this blade has definitely not been cleaned in a hot while. I'm assuming you could just thread those. We definitely got some tape and whatever kind of other goo up in here towards that thumb stud. I'm sure you can probably just screw those out. We're not going to get that in depth with it. Looks like we do have a lot of tape residue, glue stuck on the blade itself, so we can get that cleaned up for them. That is some stubborn stubborn stuff right there. They must be using some crazy glue over there at your factory. All right, so you can really see how much he uses this thing. Those scratches are pretty deep on that blade right there. He really likes that 1.5 inch section. That must be his cardboard slaying section, I guess you could say. All right, so there's that part of it. Got that one pretty well tuned up. Let's get these washers. Never was much for folding. Keeping it all in there. Okay, there we go. Yes, no, maybe so. Get our phosphor bronze washers cleaned up pretty well. Set those off to the side. Remember what orientation they came out of. It's kind of easy to tell. Of course, one side of your washer is going to be a little more shiny, maybe, I guess you could say, than the other side. That's how you're going to know where exactly to put your washers back in at. All right, get that cleaned up. D10 ball nice and wiped down. Our handles nice and cleaned up. I'm not too worried about the handles, of course. Really just mainly focusing on the liner, the blade, and our washers. That's going to be the most important pivotal parts and pieces of your knife overall. So that's the if you're going to focus on one thing, make sure you focus on those areas there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right on back into this thing here. Let's put down, that one's going to go there like so. Let's go ahead and start with our lock side. You can see where we do, it looked like it was captive for sure. The pivot's captive, but the actual liner itself does not have a captive area. So that's kind of strange how they do that there. Normally you'll see your liner or something have the same D-shaped kind of look, but oh well, not a big deal. All right, let's, I would say, before we get too carried away here, let's see if we can put our barrel spacers back in. That'll help us out tremendously. Run our T6 down. Be careful with your T6 screws, of course. That darn thing's wanting to slide out and fly apart at me. There we go. Okay. Find our threads. Just gently screw him down like so. Other one's going to be going in the back. Same scenario. Got to put your barrel spacer on there first, dummy. Okay. Always make sure you keep yourself in check. That is for sure. Okay. There's that part of it. We're going to need a phosphor bronze washer. This is kind of where I'm saying you can see what side was riding against the tang of the blade there. Looks like it's going to be that side up right there. All right, then I like to go ahead and go in here with a little bit of this knife butter. This was sent in to us by Lynch Northwest. They kind of gave us a little bit of a preview here. So seems to be pretty high quality stuff. Normally I use knife pivot lube, but I'm definitely always going to be open to trying some new stuff out here. All right. All right, then we're going to go ahead and go down with our back spacer on there like so. Perfect. Snap right into place. We do have an internal stop pin in there. There it went. It'll click right in there like so. Our other scale is going to go right on top of that one. Thread in our body screws. Magnetic bits sometimes are good, blessing, and sometimes not. This is going to be the same thing for really any liner lock. It's going to be pretty much same in operation, at least how you go apart and come back together. Sometimes you just have to worry about that lock bar. You kind of have to wiggle that thing around to get everything set into position how you like it. Let's go ahead and throw our pivot in there like so. Snug him down pretty good. All right. Got something going on here. Oh, screwed that one up for sure. Always make sure you do a double take and see what you left out. I already know what I left out. If you guys can see it, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that in there. You gotta put a washer on the other side. That is very important. All right. So other side of the washer, very important. Whoa. Definitely gotta have both washers in operation to make this thing tick the way it should. All right. There we go. Now we can get back into action here. Run our T6s down. Maybe. All right. Perfect. Pivot going back in. All right, that feels way better already. What is going on in there? We got a little bit of technical difficulty on the inside of this thing. Something's not quite snapped into the right position. We gotta. Yeah, we got something going on here. Let's go ahead and take this thing apart and see what is happening. Put our other pivot in there. Put a bearing. All right, we do have a stop pin to worry about. All right, everything seems to be in pretty good working order there. Let's go ahead and thread our pivot in first and see if maybe that was kind of some of our issue that we had. All right, now let's throw our body screws in. This thing should be pretty easy. See, that's what I did. I shot myself in the foot saying we were gonna have a pretty easy install on this thing. No, I did it now. There we go. A little too carried away at the same time. You got to put the horse before the cart. And now we can get our body screw tightened down. Same with our other one. There we go. Everything's kind of to snap back into position here. Whoa. All right, so we definitely got the pivot a touch tight. All right. Final little bit of tuning adjustments here. All right, and that is how you disassemble and maintain your kabar bk40. So hopefully you guys maybe might have learned something from my sloppy knife building skills there, but we persevered and we got through it. So that is all it's about right there. One thing, if you start this clip on there, maybe sometimes these wire clips can get the best of you. That is for sure. Let's see if we can slide that right in underneath there. There we go. So you can slide it in right underneath of the the wire there, and you are good to go. So I really do appreciate it, and we will see you guys on the next one. Thanks.